Hello, Professor Bright here, and we are still at Pigmote Isle. And we're going to disembark, see what's going on in this lonely desert beach. A war. As you step onto the quay, you hear clamor, shouts, and shot. You can see, off in the distance, smoke rising from beyond the hill, and dots of fire flecking the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, rather as if awaiting your approach. A delegation. The figures are rodents. To your left is a Radis Faber wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To your right is an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat steps forward first and bows. Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I am Ager, 2nd Chief Engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The rat steps back. At precisely the same moment, with what appears to be the ease of long habit, the guinea pig scuttles forward and makes a declamatory chirp. Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Cavia. I am Lady Augusta Devereux, Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches, seneschal to our King Graysnaw, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. Huh. I'm tempted. Sea monsters, faceless predators, screaming oceans, yes. But you draw the line at talking to guinea pigs in full armor. Back on your ship you go. But no. What choice? Your question must needs be tentative. They sound so rehearsed. Two remarkable rodents stand, squat, before you. To whom will you speak first? Oh, I think we have to speak to the seneschal. How does an armored guinea pig manage to look regal? That's an excellent question. The seneschal clears her throat with a delicacy to rival the duchess's own before speaking. Graysnaw the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months had sojourned on the sea, conquered this land, and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance, assured shall be our glories and their fall, when our Lady's eye restored be to our hall. The seneschal composes herself, then adds, We saw truth and beauty by the light of our Lady's eye on Mount Caveat. Oh, that's a interesting name for a mountain. But the rats, with their guns and their chatter and their peasants' politics, stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us? I mean, that's pretty tempting right there. Let's speak to this chief engineer. His eyes have a wave-cold glint to them, and he wears his scars like jewels. A stirring speech. You ask the chief engineer to elaborate. He looks at you for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. We came to this island to make a home for ourselves away from London, its cats and snuffers, its rat-skin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat. The chief engineer nods towards the distant hill. One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to be our light, our beacon and our flag. But the pigs of Cavi saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them? Is there a change? No, basically it'd be the same. Attempt to broker peace. I'm inclined to favor the chief engineer, but attempting to broker peace, or playing both sides off each other, those are pretty good options. I do like that. We'll attempt to broker peace. Surely their commonalities are more are more numerous than their differences, perhaps you can help them get along. Ah. Ah, that's nice. I like it. Hubris. The chief engineer and the seneschal share a look, then regard you with scornful amusement. Yes, smirks the chief engineer. You're obviously much cleverer than us. Oh, much, murmurs the seneschal. You clearly know us much better than we know ourselves. Apparently idealism won't help here. Oh. Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna favor the chief engineer then. You extend a hand to the chief engineer, who shakes it grimly. The seneschal hisses and chatters her teeth in disgust, but keeps her distance. You've made the right choice, says the chief engineer. Let me show you around. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. Thanks. That's nice. That's very nice. Thank you. Seriously, though, those rats are terrifying. I immediately regret this decision. The chief engineer leads you to the northern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. You pass through a number of what can only be termed checkpoints, as fierce-eyed rats shoulder their derringers and salute the chief engineer. Soon you come upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations you've encountered in London flats. Only perhaps 50 Ratisfaber altogether, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. The first thing you notice is a brilliant light, beaming out from a stump of chickenwood about 6 feet high. It bathes the whole settlement in a clean blue glow, and is almost too bright to look at. By its light you can see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation is set up by the water. An albino rat mends nets while others stab sharpened sticks into the waves. Okay. Wait, how are they gonna... Moving on. Further inland is a barracks where a sergeant barks drills at a small squadron of fighters. Your arrival draws attention, and several rats pause in their work to look at you curiously. Welcome to Murinia, says the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. It's not much to look at now, but it will be once we've rousted the cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the War Council. Oh. With that, he vanishes into one of the mounds and leaves you to explore. Well, we could head towards the Rat Star. An excitable-looking rat is peering at it through smoky goggles, twitching her whiskers and making notes on what appears to be real paper. A learned astronomer. It's not a star, of course, not really. But try explaining that to the others. The chief engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince them. Says this is better for morale, but just look at it. Look! She offers you her goggles. You manage to work them over just enough of one of your eyes to see the truth of what's in the bowl. It's scintillac, but unlike any you've seen before, blue as a sapphire but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its color is tremendously soothing. The chief science officer titters with pleasure as you hand her goggles back. Those of us who've been to the Cavy side of the island and lived to tell of it says there's plenty of glow there, plenty of bright in the water all round, but nothing like this. We took this from the island's center, Mount Ararat. Only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than this is a star. It's hollow. There's sweet water inside and coral crawling up all the walls of it. But nothing that glows, save this. It's ours now, and no one can take it from us. Interesting. Very interesting. So this island, at the center it was this, rat star. I am intrigued. We could head to the barracks. The drill sergeant appears to be sizing you up. Can this be all the rats have to fight with? Against the odds. You approach the drill sergeant and go so far as to salute her, which earns you a grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismisses her troops and offers you a bit of chickenwood jerky to gnaw on. I'm now more curious about what chickenwood is. There's more of us below ground, she explains, but not enough. The cavies are bigger and there's more of them. We're better with weapons, but haven't got the stuff to make 'em with. Most of us came here as stowaways and brought nothing but food, tools, and the fur on our backs. We can fish, and we nibble the chickenwoods, but we can't make guns out of trees. The cavies came with their own steamer and seem to have endless supplies. We raid 'em sometimes, But there's so few of us, and we can never hold on to territory gained for long. But that's of no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace to build our republic, and the Rat Star. She adds thoughtfully after a moment. Of course, we want that, too. Now this is a question I had. What kind of fish might they catch here, and who ever heard of rats mending nets? My question is, how are they not being eaten by the sea monsters that are just offshore? I've been out there. It's an awful place. How are you not all dead? Where the green billows play, an albino rat smiles quietly up at you from his mending work, dainty and a little shy. Chickenwood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. Come up with all sorts of things, blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the Rat Star. He beams in kind. I think it only draws good fish and keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood. Okay, so the Rat Star... I'm curious about its nature. Because Skintalak, if I remember right, comes from the Coral Republic. Or not the Coral Republic. Well, it comes from coral. Let's leave it at that. But, well, moving on. Think we've seen enough. Let's wait for the War Council. Done all the exploring you want. Time to take action. In occurrence, your memoirs, A Rat in the Making, quality is now 2. Ah. Well. So, these are not ideal options. Really? I just don't have enough supplies to do this? That's awful. Still, neither of these are good choices. Could offer assistance with strategy. Offer to attack the cavies ourselves. Have at those anachronistic animals. Oh, I think we must. We're going to offer to attack the cavies ourselves. We have a ship. You have cannons. Steer her to the southern side of the island and have at those anachronistic animals. Yes. Awful. A near miss. You gave clear orders. Your navigation was impeccable, but it seemed that the cavies got wind of your intentions quickly enough that they were able to man the guns of their grounded pinnace and give you a bracing dollop of what for. Your ship is already sunk, and its crew provides tiny targets. It's an impossible battle. The shame of being defeated at Z by a brace of Guinea boars is bad enough. Worse, however, are the several members of your crew who complain that the triumphant weaking of the cavies now haunts their dreams. Oh my. I mean, that's fantastic. Let's go again. Yep. Much better. A palpable hit. The rats give you what information they possess about the cavies settlement, but you must make up a great deal on the spot. A perfect storm of speed, stealth, and strength in arms favors you. Your cannons let fly a volley of shot onto the beach before the cavies can scramble onto their own grounded ship to man its guns. Screams and squeals fill the air. Your enemies flee before you. A damp hush settles over your crew as the smoke clears to reveal... Oh God, this is so sad. A damp hush settles over your crew as the smoke clears to reveal the torn, bloodied bodies of guinea pigs littering the shore. A grim business, but you've honored your commitment to the rats, and found a wealth of skintalak ringing the beaches to harvest as spoils. That is so terrible. I feel so bad. Oh. Oh. I could steal the rat star if I wanted to. Look, yeah, we'll invite a Ratus Faber on board with us. What's a ship without a few rats? Welcome aboard. The chief engineer can't leave his colony, but he relays your request to his people. The albino rat you saw mending nets steps shyly forward. I'm good at fixing things, he says earnestly, and I'd like to see more of the world. You wait for him to gather up some effects, and say goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. We now have one albino tinkerer. I don't think, well, I'm tempted to steal the rat star, but I think I'll let it be. The wide dark Z. There's nothing left for you here, except the story of the place. One port report. Oh, that's interesting. Well, let's, first... Yeah, sorry, little mascot. You've been replaced. And you know what? It occurs to me that we haven't actually spoken to most of our people here. Let's start with you, which we can't talk to. Oh well. Surgeon, what's your deal? Ask after his desires and ambitions. He's traveled much, seen all manner of wound and malady, but is there anything left for him to discover? Any place he wishes to go? The Shellonate! You know it? They collect corpses. He shifts in his seat. Vast, noble, complicated corpses. What I could learn, what I could see. My dearest Captain, if we ever find ourselves in the Shellonate, I do hope you might see fit to release me from our arrangement. Oh. I'm sure I'd be sad to see him go. Especially because I don't have a replacement surgeon right now. What about you, gunnery officer? Could increase our irons, but can't really do much else with you. As you require supplies and torpedo components. Okay. Hello, what can I do for you? I have lists. That's nice, and I think we can... Oh, I have 10. We might as well increase our irons then. Excellent. That's at the top of my list. That, Captain, is going to cause explosions, although, now you mention it. Let's see what our other options are. First Officer, Carnelian Exile. She has the discomforting, even irritating habit of answering your questions just before you finish speaking. So with a searing enigma, I could ask her to remove her glasses. A little peculiar. Also very peculiar. We'll increase our mirrors, though. She says little, but each word is placed like a pin in a map. And one extra mirror. Oh, hold your horses. We'll visit the Republic Ascendant. Slightly different from the Republicans. And Chief Engineer, we already spoke to you. You we have not spoken to. We could proposition him. Oh dear. I think not. I require pages more than we have. Okay. Let's ask how a magician came to be an engineer, except that requires supplies, which we are running a little low on. You know, I'm going to bet that... Just for safety's sake, let's check, but I'm pretty sure you're going to require supplies as well. And our strange catch. Ugh. I should think not. What are our stats looking like? Could always go for more irons. So you. Oh wow, we're actually losing hull this way. Nope. There's been a little explosion. Oh my word, we need to... Sorry about that. There, that's out. Only smoke. Look at the... There. All's well that ends well, and in the end, all manner of things shall be well. Yes. Let's visit the Republic. We could refuel. Or undergo repairs. Beautiful. The line of the House of Kavi is ended. Rats hold the tent city of the guinea pigs. You are welcome here. Okay. The rats of Murenia are skilled engineers. If your ship is scarred, perhaps they can heal those scars. They can. A furry swarm. Tiny engineers envelop your ship in a whirl of Republican enthusiasm. They leave it better than they found it. And we can no longer refuel for reasons I don't entirely understand. They have shops now? They do not. Ah well. Still a very interesting little place we've created here.